For the better part of a year, we've been seeing Little Jimmy from Degrassi climb up to being the number one artist in the world, a superstar, a rap heavyweight. Regardless of what you want to view real rap is or your opinions on him, it is one of the rarest things we have seen for the most part. Now, as far as Drake's future developments, how is he gonna fall off? Will he fall off? It's gonna happen regardless. If he doesn't retire, it's only natural for an artist to go into a decline just out of the fact that they don't evolve enough or
Rain,
get to use
500 weeks, I feel the charts
is
will.
the ultimate killer for everything. And I feel time is gonna be a major narrative point for Certified Lover Boy, which is something I'm gonna introduce right here. As far as what kind of narrative, what kind of storylines are we gonna see in Certified Lover Boy? Something that I felt Scorpion rarely had anything. I mean, I guess we could go deep into March 14th and I believe Sandra's Rose, but there wasn't really any standout tracks that Drake's signature introspection came in. It was more or less, just Drake rapping regular, some hits, and whoever let him record Summer Games, whatever reason Summer Games came into the album, I never want to hear something like that again in my life. God damn. Anyways, so we're getting Drake at a point where he's a father. Father to 2-year-old Adonis, I believe. And for anybody that's been listening to Drake from the beginning, we all know as far as his family, his dad wasn't really there in his life. He only his grandmother, of course, taking care of his mother's sickness, growing up, being in Degrassi, and it's just a lot of variables.
Rain, 500 weeks, I feel the charts
for him, and to be launching to stardom through, of course, rapping and teaming up with Wayne, and to the point where he is, it's definitely a lot of strenuous relationships, a lot of successful ones, and basically how does he overcome these obstacles but remains true to himself, and how does he weed out the rats and all that type of shit. And that's definitely something I want to hear him elaborate on now at the top of your career, 10 years in, as a father, as you're seeing your loved ones get older. How do you feel about it? How does it translate into the rap game? How does Aubrey continue to live out and enjoy and express these relationships that he has while getting new insight? That's definitely a storyline that I would love to hear from him that we will never have heard. This is completely brand new. And another thing too is, for the better part, we all know who Noah 40 is. Even if you don't know who 40 is, just end the video right here, do some research. But as far as 40 and Drake,
Rain,
they have
500 weeks, I feel the charts
Toronto and that OVO sound as a driving force, but honestly a dominating force as well. This is something that most people now can say, I was trying to go for that 40 sound, I was trying to go for that OVO, that Drake signature. This is completely new, regardless of how many couple years it's been in the mainstream. As far as a music timeline, this is still completely fresh. Now, for those of you that don't know, and for those of you that do know, we all know 40 has been battling an illness, is an autoimmune disease that is eating him away. It's eating away his nervous system. And it was dope seeing a Rolling Stone article recently where 40 dives deep into it, because he explains, for the most part, for 10 years after knowing he's just been on tour, music, living the lifestyle, of course, that they always dreamed about, but it's always more so been at the back of his head. And how does Drake, number one artist in the world, driving force in the game, how does Drake cope with it? How does it cope that
Rain,
your right-hand
500
man,
weeks,
your
I feel the
producer,
charts
is declining at a rate that for the most part, I wouldn't say he's gonna die completely soon, but you're expecting a deadline a lot sooner, and you're seeing a physical decay that just not many people experience. And at his level, to be able to cope with that and continue his team to continue to go up, it really speaks for itself. But I want to hear how Aubrey speaks about it, how he elaborates on it. It was pretty crazy. On 40 talked about, I believe, what was it, his last tour, he broke down after a show. I believe he not sure if he knocked out, but his face went numb, he started shaking, and then he had to go to the doctors and everything. And it was a lot of self-realization. Now with this playing such an important part, it's for this reason that that 40 felt vulnerable, and then we all know the situation, allegedly how he was talking to a certain person, information got leaked, so on and so forth. So all of these things tie in. They eventually get bigger and bigger, and to a point where it potentially reach, arguably one of the biggest points, conflicts in Drake's career. How it ties in, are you gonna talk about it? How you gonna rap about it?
500 weeks, I feel the charts.
That's another thing as well. So more so the different storylines that are gonna be elaborated on Certified Lover Boy. We're gonna get the hits, we're gonna get the deep cuts, we're gonna get everything, I feel, and a lot less that was Scorpion, more like everything with Drake. But those are the more important things I want to see tie it in. This is still gonna be Drake's era, regardless of anybody says. Drake is in his own lane, just like how Kendrick Lamar is in his own lane, and no one's gonna get close to them. They are literally at a point where, regardless of newcomers, anybody else stepping it up, they're always gonna be in their own bubble. Now, with this being said, what kind of sounds are we gonna get? I'm not sure. I'm not trying to predict that either, but all I know is that Drake has established himself as a narrator. He's established himself as someone who wants to make a soundtrack for your life. For example, with Views, he wanted to make music that you could drive to, bringing up how his views driving in Canada. He wanted to capture that experience. So we're definitely going to continue to see the Drake story, but I just want to know how
500 weeks, I feel the charts.
I want to know, what are you guys interested as far as Certified Lover Boy? What do you want to hear from his life that he's going to put into pen? What is the Lonely King, as he's been trying to establish himself with all these convoluted relationships, people trying to take advantage of you, and also you basically being in control as well, because you're the top guy. Nobody really wants to fuck with you in a bad way. People want to use you, of course, but there's a lot of fake laughs, fake smiles with someone who is emotionally in tune and emotionally conflicted. That's about it. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Drop some comments, drop a like, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one.